What's up YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to another video, and today I thought I'll show you my K-pop collection. I've been collecting for just over a year now, so it's pretty decent sized. Not the biggest, but it's still pretty decent. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So we'll start with the Girls' Generation section. First up is their first world tour, which is actually one of my favourites to watch on DVD. Then we've got Fantasia in Japan, the Blu-ray, the best at Tokyo Dome on Blu-ray, their first tour in Asia, then the CD for that as well. Then we've got the first single, Into the New World, Baby Baby repackage of the first album, G and Genie, the first two mini albums, Run of Run, the second album repackage, Hoot, their third album, mini album. Then we've got The Boys just here, and TTS's Twinkle, and I Got a Boy, and Mr. Mister, the last mini album they had. Then we have TTS's second mini album, Holler, which is actually one of my favourite albums in K-pop in general. I think it's really good. Then we've got Party, the single from last year, Lionheart and You Think, which is an amazing album. And then we're moving on to the start of the solos, which is Taeyeon's I, freaking amazing. Then we have TTS's Dear Santa, the green cover. And then we have two copies of Tiffany's I Just Wanna Dance. I don't actually know why I got two copies, but yeah, I got two copies, so there. Then Jessica's With Love J and Taeyeon's Y, so that's all the solos for this year. So moving on to some of the Japanese stuff they had, which is the best collection here, which is good to like just get all the hits. Love and Peace, which is like their fan club edition or something, where you get blue jeans on it, which is a really good song. And Catch Me If You Can limited edition, which is still in its like, packaging. Okay, so that's all my Girls' Generation collection. Moving on next, we've got Twice with their first two mini albums, and I've already ordered the newest mini album. Was it Twice Coaster or something? So I can't wait to get that. Then we've got Sisters mini album, the one with I Like That on, and A-Pink's Pink Memory. I really want to get A-Pink's newest album because it looks really good. Then we're moving on to a bit of FX. Starting with their first Japan tour DVD right here on Blu-ray, which is really good. Definitely recommend watching it. Then we have their first mini album, New Abio. Pretty nice album. Their fourth album, Four Walls. I believe this is the Luna version. Then we've got Luna's Free Somebody. Really good album. Definitely one of the more underrated ones from this year. And then we've got Electric Shock, their second mini album, and Red Light and Pink Tape. Pink Tape's one of the best albums in K-pop, so yeah, definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't. Then we've got the first album repackage, Hot Summer, which is actually, I think it's a lot better than people say it is, because it's really cool. That's like a lot of the tracks on there. It's like more younger effects, if you like that earlier style. So then we're moving on to IOI, the first mini album. This bit's not really in order much. Red Velvet's latest one, Russian Roulette, and The Velvet, and The Red, and Ice Cream Cake. Really love Red Velvet's discography, especially The Red. That's probably the best album they've done, I think. Okay, next up is Lee High's Seolite. I'm probably saying it wrong. But yeah, really good album for a solo artist. Absolutely love it. There's some amazing tracks on there. Listened to the album like so many times. I love World Tour as well, featuring Mino from Winner. Great song. Definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't. We've got 21's Crush and 21's second mini album, I believe. It's a bit awkward to get out. Next up, we're moving on to Oh My Girl. We've got their summer album here, which is really cool. Really nice. And we've got the repackage of the mini album from earlier this year, which is really good and definitely recommend checking that out. And last up of the girl groups, we've got AOA's Good Luck, both versions. I freaking love this photo book, it looks amazing. And I think the actual mini album itself is one of the more underrated mini albums from this year. And then finally, we've got IOI's What a Man. This is the signed version from the M-Wave meet and greet. I definitely want to get the next IOI mini album, Miss Me, which is their last one. Let's put it there for now. And then at the back you see like we've got a Taeyeon light stick and some like Taeyeon like postcards from the concert. I ordered them online at the time because I was like proper hyped about it. Okay, next up on the boy groups, we've got, well, this isn't the boy group, but we've got a Girls' Generation calendar here as well with space, so that's pretty cool. We'll start with the boy groups next then. So moving on to the boy groups, we've got Icon on the far right with the, what's it called, Welcome Back or something. Really cool album. Then we've got Winners, 2014 SS, and Big Bang's 4th mini album with Tonight on. Really cool album. Then we've got some solos from Big Bang with Taeyang and G-Dragon, Rise and Coup d'etat. I freaking love this G-Dragon album, it's like one of the best albums I think. And then we've got Big Bang's Still Alive. Next up is SHINee. I love SHINee, so I've got quite a few of their albums. We've got The Misconceptions of Us, which consists of The Misconceptions of You and Me. Really cool album. You get like a lot of tracks for the whole package. And then we've got Hello, their 2nd album repackage, which is pretty cool. Then we've got their 4th album, is it 4th album? Yeah. Then we've got their 4th album repackage, Married to the Music, which I love this album from last year, great album. And we've got the solos from Taemin and Jonghyun from earlier this year, Press It and She Is. So pretty cool stuff there. I also already ordered their latest album, One of One, so I'm looking forward to getting that. Anyway, next up is my BTS section, which is looking pretty good. We've got the first single album, Too Cool for School. I'm missing their first mini, but then we'll move on to School Love Affair, which is like a really nice packaging for this, really cool. And their first full-length album, Dark and Wild, really cool stuff. Then we've got the part 1 and part 2 of their like albums from last year. Really amazing albums. Obviously, I think everyone's heard these by now. And I'm really hoping to get the repackaged release soon because they are amazing albums. And then we've got BTS's Memories of 2015 DVD set. And then next up is my EXO section, which is a pretty decent size. I have been just getting the Korean versions, so yeah. But Love Me Right, their repackage of Exodus, which is an amazing album. But my actual favourite EXO album is Exact and Lotto, this package here. Really amazing albums and just amazing tracks on there. Then we've got the first mini, Mama, the Korean version. Then we've got some Super Junior, is it Acha? Yeah, the repackage of Mr. Simple. Then we've got NCT 127's first mini album with Fire Truck on. I actually think most of the tracks on this album are a lot better than Fire Truck. So yeah, it's a pretty good listen though. Then moving on, we've got TVXQ's Spellbound, which is an amazing album. I really want to get more of their stuff. And GOT7's Fly Departure and Vix's Zelos. So a bit of random albums there. JYJ's 2nd album, Just Us. Really nice album. And then near the end, we've got Zico's special edition of his album from earlier this year, I think, or last year, I can't remember. Really cool stuff. And finally, we've got the SM Town's Christmas hits. And here, this is just my photo card collection. I might do a video on one day, I'll see. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention is I've got Taeyeon's vinyl record for I, which is freaking amazing, and I'm so glad to have that. And yeah, thanks for watching my K-pop collection. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.